That's it, man. Just getting ready to go hunting next weekend now. I went up and set up a few trail cams. Now that rifle's over, I got them back in the woods so they
Yeah.
wouldn't get fucking robbed on me.
Yeah. That's sad,
So
but I hate that.
it is sad that you can't leave a trail cam out without it getting fucking robbed away on
Like,
you.
we're all out there trying to do the same thing.
I pass trail cams all the time.
Yeah.
Never touch them.
Because
Don't
it's
even
not
think about it.
yours.
It's not my shit.
No.
Tree stands, all of it. I never touch the thing. It
get
is
it.
sad though, yeah. So I did pull them out for rifle just because I didn't want anybody to make away with them.
Well, so much traffic goes through there for that 2 weeks or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. I did get a picture that night of two does walking by again.
Perfect.
No bucks though, so hopefully with any luck he's still in there and nobody got him during rifle. I don't think they did. Didn't even look like anybody was in there.
No?
Nah, I walked the
You'll
whole
be all
thing.
right.
There's no gut pile anywhere, no nothing like that. So
That's
you
all
know,
right then.
normally you'd see something like that. But
See something, yeah.
yeah, I don't really think anybody hunted that other than the farmer that owns the field on the back, and I think he hunts his field
fields,
and his
yeah.
private forest. So yeah.
Wouldn't that be something, eh? I
Oh
got a
boy,
private
I'd
forest.
love to have some private forest and
I
private
guess you would.
fields on.
I guess
So
you would.
I'm hoping I see a buck on there over the week now. That'll light the fire again to get up there and
Well, it would certainly turn things around for you.
yeah. So that's what I'm hoping for there. I guess you got some hunting coming up soon.
Yeah, not this weekend.
Finally.
I'll be down your way this weekend.
Yeah.
But yeah, the weekend after that should be flat out, like 8-hour sits, if not longer.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna do some filming at Shooter's Choice because I don't think we're gonna get a chance to hunt that Friday.
Probably not.
Just because it gets dark at 5.
Yeah.
It's impossible, right? So I think we'll do maybe we'll go to Shooters and shoot some bows, see if we can't do a few reviews or something like that. Let the folks know how the newer bows feel. I know they've got 2 of the new Hoyts in. They have an RX-8 and an Alpha X.
Perfect.
I'm not sure what else they've got in, but we'll let you know. And if you're in the market for a new bow, then you can head on down there and get your hands on one of those new Hoyts or something like that. Hopefully they've got a lift there. I'd like to try a lift.
That Alpha's pretty sick, man.
Yeah, and I do have I still have a PSE Mach 30 coming to get in my hands to try for a couple days. But it's not in yet, so we'll keep you posted on that. Speaking of which, I know we did a bow review or a bow episode already on all the new compounds out, but PSE was late to the game. I think purposely.
As per usual.
I think they wait until everybody else gets their stuff out, and then they come in and they drop the hammer with some new bows. So
they had a pretty sick release video.
Best release video I've ever seen with Dudley and Danny Bolton. That was
pretty cool.
Yeah, I like the fact that it was because it was different. Everybody else does like these serious
epic shots,
which are cool. They're cool too. Don't get me wrong.
Absolutely.
Like the Matthews one with Levi up in Alaska doing a hunt, and Hoyt had some pretty epic shots as well for their releases. But I think PSE's it was fun, right?
Yeah,
it was entertaining. For sure. So I hope they keep going down that route.
PSE's generated a little more towards the younger crowd.
With Dudley, they
really
are now.
Do. Yeah.
I think Dudley's a big influence on that. Like he's
absolutely.
I think he just likes to have fun, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, super cool. So let's
like
talk
my
about
idol.
Yeah, I have a certain respect for him over everybody else in the archery world.
Like if a genie come to me and said you get to swap lives.
Yeah, Dudley's got a pretty good one.
Yeah, this is reasonable.
Yeah, I think
that's pretty fitting.
Dudley's got like a no pressure situation going on there. You know what I mean?
He's loving it.
He's got Knock On, which is doing well, paying the bills. He's with PSE. He's a consultant. I'm sure they're paying him well. And
I would hope.
So that dude's just hunting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's got a sweet
Shoot
farm. He's got
those and
sweet shop. He's got his own bow. He's got, what
that
more
white
could you really
levitate.
want?
Oh man, that white levitate. The all white
Oh,
levitate. Oh
dude. And like Levi's got it pretty good too, but Levi has to compete, right? Like he's got to show up. He's got to win tournaments. Like that's what
yeah,
gets him
yeah.
his, I'm sure he's wealthy dude now too, but
Oh yeah, but he does
Dudley
a
doesn't,
lot of hunt videos too, though.
yeah, but Dudley doesn't have to do any of that.
Not really, no.
He's Dudley.
Yeah.
And he's helped my game probably more than anybody else when it comes to like watching videos and going through my process and figuring out what I'm doing wrong and where I can improve.
His instructional series was definitely like well above and beyond anybody else's previously.
Oh, I've probably watched that School and Ox series 3 times now.
Yeah.
Start to finish. And it's not even a bad thing to watch it once a year.
No, just to refresh yourself.
Yeah.
You're going to lose out on a lot of the little idiosyncrasies of shooting.
Yeah, everybody.
You forget because you're hunting and you're not thinking about that stuff. And
yeah. So with that said, the new Mach 30 is a pretty sweet looking bow, bro. I mean, I'm a little biased because I do like PSE a lot. But with
it looks better than Levitate, I find.
Yeah?
Bit more aggressive. I know it's short, but like I like the bigger triangle cutouts near where
the bigger openings, yeah.
Yeah.
I like the new cam option color.
That bronze cam with the bronze limb pocket.
Mm-hmm. on the black riser.
Wouldn't make you drool.
Oh, it's super sweet. And then they've got obviously the charcoal color, and then the charcoal with the Sitka limbs, the Kuyu. I can never pronounce that, and I don't care. The Mossy Oak Bottomland, and then the Cryptek Skyfall.
Buddy, I'm telling you, that Mossy Oak Bottomlands, I don't know why that went away for so many years, but like it made a little bit of a retro resurgence here in the last like year or so.
Definitely.
And every time I see somebody in the woods wearing it, it's like, damn, that's good camo.
Oh, it's solid camo.
Like they disappear.
It made its way. It was very popular in the duck hunting community.
Yeah.
Like Bottomland is like Mossy Oak Bottomland is pretty popular there, but it works well in hardwood forest too, man.
Oh yeah,
because it looks like tree bark.
Yeah,
like it has the same grain up and down as tree bark, man. So it works real well. Like I got my my cruiser bag is in Bottomland. You strap that on the tree, it's like gone. So yeah, super cool camo. They got some great options there. The Mach 34 will only come with the EC2, or sorry, the Mach 30 will only come with the EC2 cams. If you want the S2 or E2 cams, you'll have to go to your shop, buy the cams, get them to swap them over, or do it yourself. That's solely because we might as well touch on the knock-on version, which is the Mach 30. That bow will come standard with either S2 or E2 cams.
Yeah.
Longer draw length because the 30 only goes from 24.5 to 30 inches of draw length, which is good for you, brother, because that means you're not anywhere near the bottom of the cam. Whereas the knock-on version will do out to 31 inches. So you'll get that little extra draw length for you bigger fellas out there. Same as usual, 3.6 pounds, so weighing in the same as a Levitate. 89% let off, 338 feet per second, 30-inch axle, 6-inch brace height, 50, 60, 70, and 80 pounds. All in all, real sweet bow. I've heard nothing but good things.
Oh, yeah. Looks killer.
Yeah. I heard it shoots like a 33.
Maybe.
But we'll see once I get my hands on
soon,
one.
Yeah.
Then we'll move on. We've got the Evolve DS. The DS stands for Deer Slayer.
Oh, is it?
It's kind of funny, yeah. So you got the 30 and the 33 in the Evo, which I'm super happy PSE stayed at like the 30 and 33 inch bows.
They're the better ones.
Right? They're the two numbers everybody should be making for hunting bows.
Yep.
Like you should have a 30-inch option for guys in blinds and tree stands and stuff like that. And you should have a 33-inch option for Western guys, I mean, you know what? In all honesty, I use mine 32 and a quarter in a tree stand. It's fine. It's personal preference, right? But though I think those are the two money lengths.
Oh, for sure.
And you cover everybody. Please, PSE, don't deviate from those lengths.
No.
I think they're perfect. I really do.
Yeah, like I see all this 27, 28. Come on.
Just stay in the 30 to 34 range.
Yeah.
Those are perfect lengths for a bow. Any bigger than 34 is too long.
Yeah, and if you got a 30, you can strap that to your backpack. You can walk up the side of a mountain. You got no worries.
Yeah. You're only gaining stability from the length.
Pretty much, yeah.
Right? So we'll touch on, again, EC2 cams only. The 33 has a 7-inch brace height, 33-inch axle, 334 feet per second, 4.6 pounds.
I can't shoot it.
Yeah, you can. 26 to 31 and a half.
Oh, the one that MFJJ was testing started at 27.
So
the 33 started at 27, and the 30 was...
All of his numbers seem to be off when he did his stat readout for what PSE was saying and what he got. Not what he got, but whatever stats they gave him, because he was saying that the stats they gave him for the Mach 30 was a 3.8 pound bow, but if you go to their website, it's 3.6 pounds. And then the same thing happened with the Evolve. He was saying the draw length was like 27 or something like that, 27 and a half it started at.
I was on the website before too, and I was pretty sure, because one of them I can shoot. Like I'm pretty sure it's the 30 I can shoot, and a 33 I can't.
So the 30 is 24 and a half to 30.
Yeah.
Like the Mach 30.
Yeah.
And the 33 is 26 to 31 and a half. So good draw length adjustments all around. They all come obviously in 60, 70, or 80 pounds.
Yeah.
And what else do we have? The weight on the Evolve 30 is 4.4 pounds, which is a good weight for an aluminum bow at 30 inches.
That's the most common weight for an aluminum bow. 4.5 pounds.
Inches, yeah.
Even for longer ones. 4.5 pounds seems to be the general kind of aluminum bow weight.
Yeah. And they're coming in at 338 feet per second for the 30, 334 for the 33. So you're only losing 4 feet per second. That's not bad at all for 3 inches of draw length. Brace height on the 30 is 6 1/8. And I already said 7 on the 33.
Yeah.
And all the same color options as the Mach 30. So a lot of good offerings there from PSE.
I would like to throw a delayed shout out to Hoyt, because they have also now moved to the 1/4-inch draw length adjustments.
That is huge.
I think that's so important.
Yeah. I like the idea of 1/4-inch draw length.
Yeah.
Adjustability.
Because then it gets you away from short D loops, long D loops.
Fucking around with strings
just
and cables.
Being too long, just being too short.
Yeah. It just gives you that fine-tune ability to be right where you need to be.
And I think that's why I always end up a little off, because every time I change my release.
Yeah, it moves on you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, your draw length
so
changes.
If you get a different release and you could just drop a 1/4 inch out of your draw length or add.
Yeah.
Now you're exactly where you were before. Everything feels the same, but things have changed, right?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think everybody should move to the 1/4-inch draw length.
Yeah.
Adjustability. They do have some integrated features on the new PSEs. They have spots in the riser on the carbon with a little triangle cutouts that the quiver is going to attach to, which is cool. They're making their way to integrated stuff.
Yeah.
Which I do believe, I don't know if I heard it on Lancaster Archery or not, but it sounds like they're going to be making their own equipment, like quivers and stuff.
That's literally what everybody is starting to do now.
Hoyt and Matthews, right? They have the two best quiver systems.
Yeah.
They sit so tight. Like
But
I
like
think that's the
everybody's
way.
going to start doing that. Everybody's going to start making their own. There's just too
Yeah.
much money in that game to not be at it. The accessory game is almost bigger than the bow game itself.
Oh, for sure. So if they're going to make their own quivers and their own whatever, that's a big win for anybody shooting a PSE.
Yeah, oh, of course. Because
Right?
now it's just going to work.
Yeah, like right now I'm running a tight spot, which is good. But if you had like an integrated system that like slammed that quiver a little closer, it'd be great. I'd be real happy about that.
Because like I mean that Matthews one, geez, the arrows almost touched the riser. Like
pretty much. I mean that Hoyt one I had, remember the limbs basically bent around
the cap,
the top of the hood of the quiver, man, which is impressive. They did put a pick mount on here. For all three bows. They also have the integrated mounting system for both Hamskea and QAD.
Yeah.
Which is great. I think you just need to pull something off or whatever, or switch it around. And they've moved to a fixed roller guard.
Yeah.
Which is great news as well.
Good, yes, that's good.
And about time.
It's definitely better.
Big improvements.
Speaking of QAD.
Yeah.
So they put out their new rest this year. When I think it first came out when they released the Lift. I think that's kind of like the one it came out with. Yeah. But so no more sticking on that felt onto the flapper. The flapper has built-in little rubber knobs, tons of wear life in them, so it's going to last for a long time. Obviously, when you get the rest, you normally get a second flipper with it anyway.
Yeah.
So that's so much better because that felt never stayed stuck for good. Like,
yeah, it's called the MX2.
Right.
Yeah, is what it's called. Yeah, it's got, and you can get different color rubber.
Yeah, which is cool.
If you like to go with the theme of your bow, if you have green strings or whatever, you can swap.
Oh, that's me for sure.
Oh yeah, I know. And it does still have, obviously, it has the brake, so it doesn't bounce back up. It's fully enclosed now, so the arrow can't fall out.
Yeah.
When it's all the way up. So I like what QAD is doing. One day down the road, I might get one. Just because I like the idea of like not having to replace those rubber or those soft felt pieces
and in
anymore,
all
right?
honesty, the QAD is a lot smaller than a Hamskea.
Yeah, those Hamskeas are big, man.
It's a lot to it.
Takes up a lot of room, yeah.
That's what I mean. There's just a whole lot of mass going on there. That cage is like 2.5 inch around.
Yeah.
The QAD is just so thin, and
I am partial to a limb drive, but I mean, I ran cable drives for a long time, and they worked fine. Yeah. I never had an issue with it ever.
No.
So I think, I mean, you're in good hands if you're shooting a Hamskea or a QAD.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. Just pick whatever one you like the most and go with it. Just make sure it's set up properly, and you won't have any issues at all.
Well, that's the key to any of it, right? If it don't matter what brand, what model, if you don't have it set up right, it's not going to work right.
Yeah, that's right. I'm curious on what the price on one of those is going to be.
I'm thinking like $3.99 Canadian.
I got a funny feeling it's going to be up around whatever the Epsilon is. It's going to be
in the ballpark,
in that ballpark of that, right? Because it's going to be their flagship rest, and that's going to be that. So, but I mean, like you say, MFJJ loved it.
I need a new
job.
It
was great. What's that?
I need a new job.
I need a new job.
I need like double the money for sure. I need at least double so I can afford my habit.
Yeah. Bro, hunting is an expensive habit. The only good thing about hunting is, and this is if you have some self-control, is once you have the gear, you have it.
Yeah, unless you're a gear junkie.
The only problem with, because if you buy like hunting clothes, you can kind of cover, and then you only really need to buy it once, especially if you buy the expensive stuff. It lasts a long time. The real problem is when new bows come out or new rests come out or new whatever come out, because I'm willing to bet nobody wears their rest out. Do you know what I mean? Like,
probably not. I've had mine for a good while now, though.
For sure, but it's nowhere near worn out.
Is there any servicing that you need to do to that, I wonder?
I don't think so. I mean, maybe a little bit of oil or something like that. You know what I mean? Like I do a little bit of lubrication on my releases and stuff, just to keep them from squeaking or whatever, but keep them crisp. But I don't think there's a whole lot of maintenance on any of that stuff. No, I mean the only fella I've ever known that had to replace his rest because it gave out was Dave, because it would just fall.
Right.
Out of nowhere.
The spring would have broke or something.
Yeah, something let go, right? So, but he's running a limb drive Hamsky now, so.
Yeah. I've made a decision.
Oh, what is that?
I'm gonna go bear riser shooting.
You're gonna shoot off the riser?
Yeah.
But you love that Matthews grip.
Well, it doesn't want to stick back on for starters.
Just use some hot glue.
Yeah, I tried that.
Oh, it didn't work?
No. It's not just normal hot glue, because hot glue hardens.
Yeah.
Whereas the other stuff, when you take it off, you gotta like roll it off, almost like price tag glue.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna grab a pack of that Bomar grip tape.
Mm-hmm.
And just do a single layer wrap.
Yep.
Like very hockey tape kind of wrap.
Just keep the cold off your hands.
Yeah, I'm not going thick. I'm just doing one layer the whole way around, and that's it.
Why the switch to go bear riser instead of?
Well, like I said, I wanted to just see just how easy it was to get this thing off, and it just kind of like clicked off like nothing, and it wouldn't go back on. So
you're not going to go with a UV?
Bro, they're so fucking expensive, man.
Yeah, it's hard to justify spending $100 on a grip.
Well, that's $100, and that's for the old one.
Yeah.
Plus
130
tax.
For the new one, right? The new stuff.
140 plus tax.
Whoo, $150 for a grip.
Yeah. Closer to 160.
Riser too.
You can buy some grip tape for $19.99.
Buy hockey tape for that matter.
Yeah, you could. That would definitely be even thinner.
In all honesty,
the only problem I have with using the hockey tape would be for water.
Oh, good point. Yeah,
get slimy in the hand, right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Whereas the Bomar's grip tape is designed to be wet too.
Yeah. Well, that'd be interesting. I wonder how that'll feel for you.
Well, I've been trying it out, and it's a little different. Yeah. But I find it's letting me be able to focus more on just keeping the riser staying where it should be, as opposed to feeling this hump on my finger. Yeah. You know what I mean? As opposed to feeling that on my hand. Now I can just kind of like forget about all that and just let the bow sit where it wants to sit, right?
Yeah. Yeah, there's less input from your front hand too when you shoot the skinny or the riser, right? Like, yeah, I mean, lots of guys shoot off the riser, man.
Well, and if I really can't get the hang of it, I'll probably just get the side plates.
Yeah, which is basically the same as more or less as shooting off the riser.
It's the engaged grip without the back, like without the rounded part. It's just basically the two sides.
Yeah,
stick them on the sides of the riser.
I don't like the rounded part, eh?
No,
I like a square.
Don't get me wrong, I can shoot it just fine, but
it works well for you.
Having a squared off grip is miles better.
It just feels right.
Yeah, it stays where it's supposed to be. Then,
yeah,
I don't have to think about it as much.
So you're gonna have access to hunting land real soon.
Yeah, another 2 weeks basically.
You must be itching to get at that.
Can't wait.
Bro, I don't know how you've sat this long and like watched everybody else like sending messages and like, hey, I'm in a tree today, and like you're just sitting at home. Like, I'm not trying to rub it in. I'm commiserating. No, I know, I'm trying to commiserate with you.
It's 100% how it's been.
But it's got to be rough.
Yeah, everybody's showing me pictures of.
Has anybody upset you yet? Where they've been like, hey, does it bother you?
No, nobody's upset me. Like, I'm definitely happy that all the boys are knocking them down.
No, I mean, has anybody like been like, "Hey, how do you feel about the boys out hunting?" And you're not.
No,
nobody's dropped that
no,
on you
I
yet.
don't. No, I don't really talk to that many people about it. To be honest, I mean,
I'd be pretty choked.
It's not that I'm choked. It's just itching.
Yeah.
That's all. I'm just like ready.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I'm done
You need to
waiting.
get in a stand.
Yeah, I'm done waiting. Like
Get
let me
after.
up in that tree and let me get him down.
It's gonna be cold, bro.
Yeah, well, I got that brand new Under Armour gear. I should be pretty slick with that.
Oh yeah, you'll be fine for sure.
Yeah,
just layer up, you'll be good. There's no doubt about it. Get some
I see
hot hands,
Cruiser
man.
put up that nice picture of you today.
Yeah, I know. I noticed that they didn't. I don't think they tagged me in it though, which is so I didn't get the notification. I saw you posted on your story.
I did,
and I went, oh. I was like, I don't remember posting this recently, and then I was like, or posting this at all. And I guess like you say, Cruiser posted it, but I didn't even know. So I'll go over there and write a comment later. But it's a big thanks to those guys because they certainly helped me out by sending me that saddle and getting me on their team and stuff like that. So I'm super appreciative to them for doing that for me.
Help for sure.
Yeah, it was big time, man. Like what a difference that saddle made for me. Just the mobility, run and gun.
Yeah, just to be easy move, man.
Yeah, like it's literally like fold it up, throw the saddle in the pack, lay the platform in the pack, strap the sticks to the bottom, and go.
Yeah,
and you're laughing. So like I can sit in the morning in one spot, and if I want to pull down and go set up somewhere else, it's not a big deal. It's pull the sticks and go.
Yeah.
Like, I think that setting up the camera is a bigger pain in the hole than any of it. Because next year I'm having a solution. I'm not going to do anything this year. It is what it is. But next year I'm going to try and find a better solution than that fucking camera arm, man. Because
it's just the strap that's the problem.
It is just the strap.
You swap out that strap, and you'll have a much easier time. You only need one of the compression straps. You don't need the big ratchet strap.
Yeah, like it's so big, man.
And loud.
And aggravating.
Yeah.
Like, no,
and
definitely.
Like, I get it. They got to make it so it can fit for pretty much any tree. But, like, the strap on that thing is far too long.
Oh, it's unnecessary.
That's what I mean. Like, no tree that would require a strap that large would fit a tree stand.
No.
Like, it wouldn't be that kind of tree stand. You know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't be a saddle. It wouldn't be a climber.
No.
Because they wouldn't fit a tree like that.
Yeah. Your ideal tree really is like, I want to say like 10 to 14 inches around.
Anywhere I'll go for 18, a little less sway.
Or maybe, well, yeah, probably, let's say 12 to 18 inches around is like the perfect tree for
easy for getting up. Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's easy to reach around and pass things around. You're not like trying to fucking, can't reach around it. And you know what? There's like nuanced things to like make shit easier when you're setting up. Like, for example, and this is going to make me sound ridiculous, but I'm willing to bet, and any listeners write in, go ahead and tell me if maybe I am a little off the rocker, but I used to like take the stick and like hold it here and then like try to pass the rope around the tree and grab it, or like swing it around the tree and then grab it.
Yeah.
I realized the other day, I was like, why don't you just pass the stick behind the tree?
Yeah, bro.
It's solid, right? So it's like, I just pass the stick behind the tree. Now it's like, it's so much easier.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know why I was like, for months, just trying to swing these stupid ropes around the tree. And I'm like, just pass the stick around it. Yeah.
How much saddle hunting you do before?
No, exactly. Right.
Right.
Not a saddle guy, but now I'm the saddle guy and I'm figuring out all these things. I got one of those Kong ducks. The clamps for, I don't know if we talked about that on another podcast.
No.
So it's basically, it replaces your press-it knot.
Okay.
So you pull the press-it knot off, the Kong duck goes on the rope, and basically what it is you clip the carabiner to your saddle like you normally do for your linesman rope as you climb, right? And the duck it's got teeth that lock the rope into place. So as you're climbing up, you can just lean back like you normally do with the crescent knot. If you want to get closer to the tree, you just grab your rope and pull it forward like this, and it rolls on a smooth piece of metal. And
is that one of those, like, it looks like 3 fingers kind of thing?
Yeah, it kind of
snakes through them.
I'm gonna grab it actually and show you. You keep talking to the listeners so they don't get bored.
It'll be 18 minutes now trying to find that. Oh my! Oh wow, that was fast. That's amazing. That's blinding speed for you. I told the audience should be about 18 minutes.
Oh, it's fast. I'm fast as fuck, son.
No, you're not.
So this
I take you in a foot race. Not a distance race.
No, you've never beat me in a foot race, bro. I'm fast as fuck, man. Come on. So this is a Kong duck. So basically your carabiner goes through the center loop this.
I get you. Yeah.
And then this releases the teeth if you want to take slack out of the rope. But if you want to tighten as you're going up the tree, you just pull this like that through there, and then it locks back down. So instead of using the crescent knot while I'm climbing the tree, which needs 2 hands to operate if you want to tighten it up, right?
Mm-hmm.
That requires 1 hand for both actions. Which makes it so much easier when you're putting your sticks up as you're climbing. You just tighten yourself up, put the stick on, loosen it up so you can get the rope around the sticks of the platform and keep going. I was going to get one for my tether once I'm in the tree, but I kind of like the crescent knot more once I'm stationary.
Yeah, once you are where you're going to be.
Yeah, for 2 reasons. One, I trust it more. That thing for sure works and it's great, and I've never had a problem with it, but the crescent knot like bites down on the rope.
Yeah, that's still mechanical.
Yeah, so it can fail, right? Yeah. And you could accidentally pull that loop, just while you're moving around or whatever. If you hook that loop and it just lets you go, that's kind of dodgy. Whereas the crescent knot, there's no fucking way.
No, that's
not it's a task just to get it to slacken up, let alone it coming undone by itself. So I will be sticking with the crescent knot once I'm in the saddle and on the platform. But for climbing, if you're a saddle guy, do yourself a favor and get a Kong duck. It's worth it. They are expensive though. Fucking $89.
There's nothing cheap about climbing gear.
And there never has
been,
right? No. Climbing gear is a fortune, and that's just the way it is. But
no matter what,
it's worth it.
Oh yeah,
it really is.
You gotta be safe.
Yeah, and just for speed alone and ease.
Ease is the big thing, right? Because once something becomes cumbersome, and you're not on the platform yet, you're still on a stick. Like, cumbersome is not what you're looking for in that situation.
No.
You want ease, you want smooth.
Yeah. It makes things more dangerous for starters because you're letting go of everything. And on top of the frustration factor and everything else, you're just like, just get a fucking Kong duck and call it a day, man. So there's some consumer advice. Yeah. If you're a saddle guy. That is. But
I can't wait to give that climber a go, man.
You are a climber guy.
I can't wait to get that thing ripping.
Yeah, you'll like it, man. I think that's right up your alley.
I got to find a little one, too.
Smaller version?
Yeah. That one's going to be good for winter and for, the really long all-day sits.
Yeah.
But I'm also... Yeah, that's the comfort one. That's the one, like you say, you're sitting in it for 6-7 hours. It's freezing.
Bro,
but I gotta get a nice lightweight, small one, too. That's good for run and gun.
Yeah. Well, I thought about it the other day for your climber situation. What's beauty about that, man, is if it's fucking freezing cold, like really cold, you can literally bring a sleeping bag up there with you.
Oh, yeah.
Put that sucker on and sit there. You only need to stand up to shoot, so you just roll it down to your waist.
Yes.
You don't even need to take the fucking thing off.
Nope.
So in all honesty,
you could get pretty cozy.
You could be, real nice and comfy.
And I even seen there's a little canopy that you can buy that you strap to the tree.
Yeah.
little shade canopy to go out over you. So if you had that, and then you had around like the drop down armrest thing,
Yeah.
you had the fabric piece that goes around that to cover up your legs.
Which you can get some of that
The
shit
wind
just from
is
You can buy
you
some
get
of that.
rid of the wind, man, and you're warm.
Yeah, you can buy some of that burlap camo stuff from Canadian Tire for
Yeah,
$20.
zip tie it on.
Zip tie that on, and you're blocking wind, and bro, you're gonna be real comfortable out there if you set it up right. And where
Oh,
you're on private,
burlap,
you can
not
leave the fucking
heavy.
thing in the tree.
Well, that's the beauty of it, right? I can just leave the bottom. I can just leave the whole thing like a couple feet off the ground and come back in the morning.
Yep, it's pretty sweet.
Mm.
If you had a set of sticks, you could just leave it up the tree. Just go.
Yeah.
Eventually down the
But at
road.
the same time, right? Like once I get comfortable climbing with it, I'll be able to
True.
climb the tree just as fast as I would sticks.
With a set of sticks, yeah.
Pretty much.
I'm interested to see how you like it and what you think of it once
Yeah.
you spend some time with it.
I think one thing I'm really going to like is the height adjustability.
Yeah, for sure.
Because like when you go in, say you're running 3 sticks, you're going to make your 3 sticks spread out, and that's where you're going to put your platform.
Yeah, that's it.
That's where you are until you either take it all down or you drop off a stick or whatever.
Yeah, or add a stick.
But like if I'm sitting there and I'm like, I don't think I'm high enough, I can just shimmy up a couple feet.
There's an advantage, right?
You know what I mean? Like I don't have to do nothing. Just turn around, shimmy up the tree a couple more feet, sit back down.
Yeah. I do think I'm going to add a fourth stick.
I thought you were going to go 3 with an 8er.
I'm doing 3 with an 8er now.
Yeah, and it's just not quite.
It's not quite high enough, and fucking 8ers are terrible.
Yeah?
Well, it's just, I mean, they're not terrible, I guess, but...
I was going to say, why don't you get an 8er for each stick?
Coming down is real hard to get your foot in it.
Yeah.
I thought about it, right? I was like, well, if I put an 8er on each stick, I'll be laughing. But then I was like, man, it's pretty difficult, like, on the last stick, trying to get my foot when we're close to the ground into the 8er.
Is there any way... So the 8er, can you take one side of it off? Because it's just a loop, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So if you take one side of it off and say put a piece of fuel line around the rubber or around the rope.
It's already on there.
Oh,
came with it. Okay. But it hangs so close to the tree.
Right.
That, just trying to get your foot in it.
Toe edge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you've got rubber, I think it'll be fine with my my Under Armour
spring and
boots.
Early season fall, it's fine because you're wearing
but rubber boots are hard to get in.
Yeah, big toe.
Yeah, big toe, right? And flexible.
I can't wait to try them new Hunt Shield rubber boots I got. I know they're just Hunt Shield, but man, they seem awesome.
Oh, they're gonna be great, man.
I think so,
for sure.
No more clop, 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 clop.
I know.
Every time walking with you and Dave, Jesus, boys, you got to turn them boots down.
Yeah, just clop, 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 clop as you're going through. Fuck, man. Dave was out this weekend for a couple sits there. He didn't see anything, he said.
I seen he had a few pictures put up there. Taking some pretty epic shots of his bow.
Yeah, even Matt was saying he it's been like mid-rut lockdown in his spot there. Like he hadn't seen a whole lot. I guess he posted there the other day that he saw one.
Well, they're all bedded up, doing their thing, making babies.
Yeah, man. I tell you, deer hunting is a different game.
Yeah, so
different game.
Deer hunting in the rut. I mean, if you can find them when they're on the move in the rut.
Yeah.
It seems similar to moose hunting in the rut. But I mean, moose hunting in the rut. Jeez, you got to be careful. They might come aboard you.
Oh, it's money in the rut, man. I love moose hunting in the rut. That is my fucking favorite thing to do.
But that's what I'm saying, right? Like, they might come at you.
Yeah.
They're that much in a rush to find out what's going on.
Yeah.
Whereas deer, not so much.
Yeah, and they never stop moving. Like deer are always moving in the rut. Like they're like getting them to stop up is hard too, right? Like Yeah, it's definitely a different game. There are some similarities for sure, but there are a lot of differences too, man. More differences, I would say, than there are similarities.
I can't wait to take my first bow moose.
That's gonna be pretty sweet. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really want to get a caribou hunt lined up for
Oh,
back
bro,
home.
so
I'm
bad.
real itching for it.
Well, we'll do the thing.
Yeah,
Go
I'm thinking
caribou
about it.
instead of moose, so.
Yeah, I would really like to get back there and do like a gaff topsails caribou hunt.
Yeah.
That'd be so sweet, man.
Either
Sweet.
up to gaffs or in buckins, one or the other.
Well, things keep going this way, man. Everybody might be moving to the East Coast. A lot of people are leaving, man. Like,
yeah,
bro, I'm not gonna lie, and this is off topic, but I like sharing stuff like contrasting differences, right? I was looking at like just browsing houses here, and there's some houses in Guelph for about $700,000, 650, 680, shit like that. They're about 1,000 square feet.
Yep.
Small homes, right? For half an acre of land,
if that.
And I went, I wonder what the comparable is, because I argue with everybody all the time, because everybody says, oh yeah, but the cost of living in Newfoundland is way more. I said,
Guelph is in a weird little bubble, though. I got to tell you that,
because it's close to Toronto.
They have such a weird housing market bubble there.
I know it's big, but Kitchener is very similar. It's not that different. Anywhere down here in the GTA is like a lot of money, and Toronto is crazier. But just for an example, for an electrician, your standard wage here in Guelph, if you were to get a job, say at a factory or with a contracting company, ranges anywhere from 37 to 45 an hour. 45 being kind of like the top higher end, and that's usually in like a factory job, right?
Yeah.
$50 if you can make it to like a Toyota plant, right? But those are the rare jobs. So we'll say 38 to 45. The going rate for Sparky back home is anywhere from 34 to 42. That's where it sits, right? So if you're with a contracting company, you're probably more around the 32 to 35 range. And then unless you get on with a place like the mill, which means you're up to 45 an hour.
Yeah.
So the difference in wage is about $3 to $4 an hour on average, right? A house in our hometown, Deer Lake, with an acre of land or 3/4 of an acre and 1,400 square feet, 1,500 square feet, somewhere around there. So about 500 extra square feet. There's some there that are going for 170 grand.
Oh, yeah.
And they're not in terrible shape at all. They're move-in livable. They're just a little out of date.
Yeah.
If you want a more up-to-date one, you can get into it for about $225. And if you want a very newer home, you can get into it for about $325. So the cost of living when the house here for less house and less land
twice as much,
is twice the amount of money, and in some cases more than twice. But you pay an extra $1 for milk or whatever back home, or 50 cents more for eggs. It's not comparable. Everything is cheaper.
No.
It's cheaper to live on the East Coast. Yeah. Overall, no matter what. I don't care what anybody argues with me about. It doesn't matter. The math doesn't lie. That's the fact of the matter. So I understand why people are fleeing.
Yeah.
To get back there. And you probably won't get robbed.
You're least likely, yeah.
Have you ever been robbed back home, brother? Or attempted to be robbed?
Yeah.
Really?
You don't remember when the house got broken into?
Right. But never walking down the street has anybody tried to rob you, is what I'm saying. Yeah. You get B&Es everywhere. That's a different game. You know who does B&Es back home. You just go to the usual suspects and get your shit back. Like, that's how it works. You're like, those motherfuckers. Or Jim saw him down the road. He's like, well, Bill was probably up to your place robbing your garage. Not like that here. Like, I've never been almost robbed back home, ever.
No.
Twice
Not
here.
Out and about.
That don't even make sense to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, I just thought I'd share that just so, like, everybody understands what's going on here and how I don't know how to fix it, but goddamn,
something got to give at some point.
You would think, right? What's your interest rates at now? 7%,
8%,
7 or 8%. Whoo, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Extra.
Yeah. Well, the problem that they're facing now is nobody can even get approved for the mortgage.
How can you?
Because you can't cover that extra 20%, right?
No.
Like so.
It's like it's a weird thing that it's like, well, we'll put interest rates up. It's like, okay, well, nobody can afford to buy a house now. So now the market stalls.
Yeah.
Because if you're a normal person who works a normal job and you don't have millions of dollars, you can't buy a home.
Yeah.
So now what do you do?
And then they're like, oh, well, we're building more homes. Yeah, but all the homes you're building are $750,000.
The same price.
And it's a townhouse.
Yeah. And nobody wants to buy a townhouse for $750,000.
No.
Make any sense? It's like wiping before you shit. You know what I mean?
Well, if you're really sweaty, I could see that.
I suppose, but why would you bother?
Well, I might stick to you on the way out.
Just sticks to you anyway.
Well.
Anyway, there's enough shit talk.
Worse, though.
Back to archery. So we're going to try and hit tack. And we did have one of our listeners write us and ask if we knew if there was any stipulations on bringing archery equipment back and forth over the border, like there is firearms, right? You have forms and shit like that to fill out. I was talking with Canada Border Agency, and there's nothing on our side.
We don't care.
We don't care. They say just make sure you declare it at the border when you're leaving and coming back. Outside of that, they don't consider it any sort of prohibited weapon or anything like that. You just no forms, no nothing. I couldn't get a hold of anybody on the American side, but I'm going to assume, I will find out for sure. However, I'm going to assume they're probably a lot lackluster than we are.
Yeah.
And they give far less fucks than we do. I assume that they're just going to be like, yeah, whatever.
Just tell us you have it and go on your way.
And I guess the only question they really ask is like, well, where are you going with it? Why you have it? And you're just going to an archery tournament.
In all honesty, folks, just be honest.
Yeah, just tell them the truth, man. Just be like, you know. But I'm glad he brought that question up because I'm happy that I got the chance to like talk to somebody and see if there was any stipulations. Because
it is a good question.
Yeah, solid question. So there's the answer. At least coming back into the country, there's nothing you need. So I would assume the Americans are, again, like I say.
That's another thing I don't get about Americans, you know? Why do they intentionally fuck with cops? I understand there are bad cops. There are bad cops everywhere. You have 400 million people, so you have a huge police force countrywide. So you're going to have a whole bunch of shitty cops. But, like, a lot of these people are going out and purposely fucking with them. Just hanging around in the gray areas of the law, you know what I mean? Where it's kind of open for interpretation, but...
I think a lot of people are just shitty. And like,
I know, cop pulls me over and he's like, can I get your license and registration? Yeah, here it is right here. I already got it ready for you.
Yeah.
Like, why are you refusing to even identify yourself?
Yeah.
That does not make you say that you are guilty of anything. That just says, this is my name.
Yeah. I was arguing with somebody the other day. They were like, well, you don't have to give your driver's
in Canada,
license
you
to
sure
the car. I was
do.
like, what the fuck are you talking about? You definitely have to. If a fucking police officer pulls you over and says license and registration, you have 24 hours if you don't have them on hand to produce them at that precinct.
And if not, they take your fucking license.
Give everybody a bit of advice. If you get pulled over by a cop, it's far easier to just fucking be polite.
Yeah, just cooperate.
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Whatever you need. Here's my registration. Here's my insurance. Here's my license. Here's whatever. What else do you want?
I mean, obviously, when he says, do you know why I pulled you over? You don't admit to speeding. But
no. If he goes, why did I pull you over? You go, I
don't know, sir. Well, enlighten me, please.
Why did you pull me over? But give him everything he wants.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's no reason you're literally making your situation worse.
By the way, he can probably pull up everything from your license plate.
Yeah.
Your vehicle is registered to you.
Yeah, like it's not hard. He already knows most of the information on the way up.
When he pulled you over, he already punched your plate in to the computer. He knows 80% of your driving record already. Your license probably came up. I don't know how it works.
The driver's license just confirms that person is who's the registered owner.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they just it's like I don't know, like a formality that he asks you for the card.
Pretty much, yeah, because he wants to make sure it's not expired.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure they can probably pull all your shit up.
Oh,
just
of course.
From the registration of your vehicle.
If you have a registered vehicle, all the information is public knowledge, essentially.
So, just don't be a dickhead.
Yeah, just be normal.
It's real simple, man.
Help yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Crispy's new caribou hunt video.
His new series of hunts is
they're pretty crazy, aren't they?
Delicious. Like, I want to tag along just to hold the camera.
I wonder what it's like to be, because one of those kids was definitely only like 15 or 16 years old.
Couldn't have been any older.
On that caribou hunt,
especially the one that took the rifle shot on the first one.
That's the guy I'm talking about.
He's baby.
That guy, he got to hunt caribou in Alaska in velvet. At like 15 years old.
Whew.
Do you know how bonkers that is?
Whew.
Like, there's adult grown men that'll never get to do that in their entire life.
Opportunity.
Yeah, praying. So, anyway, good on them. They tagged out 3 animals.
Hell yeah.
Three caribou.
Yeah, knocked them silly, bro.
And good
caribou.
Solid racks on them.
Each one got bigger than the last.
Yeah, and like real big shovels on them, and like pretty epic caribou.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to get home for a caribou hunt.
Yeah, we do have to get after that. So we'll try to make it happen. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
For sure.
We'll get there.
Yeah. All right, folks. On that note, we will see you next time. If you want to get in on the draw, well, I guess the draw is over now because this is coming Wednesday, so we're out on that.
So
stay tuned and watch our Instagram.
Yeah.
To see who won.
Yeah. Go over, check it out. Put lots of likes on for whoever won.
Yeah.
Because they're going to be pretty happy.
And then stay tuned because we've got another one coming in December.
Number 2.
Yeah. So don't miss that one. Keep an eye out. Like and subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss any stuff. And we'll see you later. Good night.
Love ya.